Hey everyone, welcome to Open Bible Conversations. I'm Luke.
And I'm Lydia. Luke, I was thinking about something the other day. You know how people always say the Bible's important, but
But why? Why should someone actually care about this ancient book?
exactly. And I think that's what a lot of our listeners are wondering too. Maybe you've tried reading the Bible before and felt confused or overwhelmed.
Right.
Or maybe you're just curious but not sure where to start. Today we want to explore this question in a really practical way. Why does the Bible actually matter for regular people living regular lives?
Okay, so where do we even begin with that? I mean, there are a lot of religious books out there.
That's such a good point. I think the first thing that makes the Bible unique is that it helps us actually know who God is, not just guess about him. Think about it. Without the Bible, we'd all just be making up our own ideas about what God might be like.
Yeah,
But the Bible shows us God's character through real stories, real people, real history. We see that he's loving but also just, that he's powerful but also personal. It's like having a window into who God really is, instead of just our best guesses.
that makes sense. And what about Jesus? I mean, everyone has opinions about Jesus, but
Exactly. This is huge, Luke. The Bible doesn't just give us opinions about Jesus. It gives us the actual accounts of his life, his words, his actions.
without the Bible, we wouldn't know what Jesus actually said or did.
Right. We just have cultural ideas or personal feelings, but the Bible shows us who Jesus claimed to be, how he treated people, what he taught about love and forgiveness, and life. It's the difference between knowing about someone versus actually knowing them.
Okay, but let's get practical here. How does this actually help with real life? Like, I've got bills to pay, relationships to figure out, decisions to make.
Oh, this is where it gets so good. The Bible is packed with practical wisdom. It talks about money, work, relationships, parenting, conflict resolution.
Really?
Absolutely, like Proverbs is basically a handbook for wise living. Jesus taught about anxiety, forgiveness, generosity. Paul wrote about healthy relationships and work ethics. It's not just abstract theology, it's guidance for how to actually live well.
But here's what I wonder about though. Does reading the Bible actually change people, or is it just information?
Such a great question. And this is one of the most amazing things about the Bible. It's not just informative, it's transformative. There's something about God's words that actually changes us from the inside out. I've seen people become more patient, more generous, more hopeful just by regularly reading and reflecting on Scripture. It's like the Bible doesn't just tell us what's true, it helps that truth sink into our hearts and change how we think and act.
That's interesting. You know what else I wonder about though? Sometimes life just feels so random, so meaningless. Does the Bible speak to that?
Oh, Luke, this might be the most important thing we talk about today. The Bible connects our everyday lives to this incredible bigger story: creation, redemption, restoration.
What do you mean?
It shows us we're not accidents floating through space. We're part of God's story. Our work matters, our relationships matter, even our struggles matter because they're all part of this bigger narrative of God making all things new.
Wow, okay, but Lydia, let's be honest here. A lot of people try to read the Bible and just get confused or frustrated. It can feel really hard to understand.
I'm so glad you brought that up because I think this stops a lot of people. Yes, some parts of the Bible are challenging. It was written in different times and cultures.
Right.
But here's the thing. You don't have to understand everything to benefit from it. Start with the clear parts. The stories of Jesus in the Gospels, for example, are pretty straightforward, and there are great study tools, commentaries, and communities to help with the harder parts.
So, what would you tell someone who's listening right now and thinking, okay, maybe I want to give this a try, but where do I even start?
Great question. I'd say start small and start with Jesus. Pick up the Gospel of Mark. It's short and action-packed. Read just a few verses at a time. Ask yourself, what does this show me about who Jesus is? What does it show me about who God is?
That sounds doable.
And don't feel like you have to have it all figured out. Come with your questions, your doubts, your curiosity. The Bible isn't fragile. It can handle your honest questions.
You know, Lydia, as we wrap up, what's the one thing you'd want our listeners to remember from today?
I think it's this. The Bible matters because God matters. And if there's even a chance that the God who created you has something to say to you, isn't that worth exploring? You don't have to have perfect faith or complete understanding, just honest curiosity.
I love that. Thanks for joining us today, everyone. If you try reading a little bit this week, we'd love to hear about it. Until next time, keep the conversation going.
See you next time.